This episode is powered by Poddex.
Hey,
Oh, that was in your mouth. I couldn't even tell. That was weird. I just heard like humming.
that's what he said to her. Anyways, we're recording. Welcome to another wonderful episode of MCVC. I have something in my eyes. Collin, take it away.
Yeah. So for those of you who, actually, you haven't watched our last episode yet because I haven't posted it. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. So we're kind of doing back-to-back episodes here tonight. We came across a good channel. His name is Nick Crowley. Looks like he dives into some kind of like dark and just kind of like
Spooky.
mysterious stories on YouTube and just in the internet as a whole. So yeah, we liked his last video, so we're kind of diving into some similar content, and we're just gonna break it down. So
Yeah.
those of you familiar, we've done this for some Nukes top 5 stuff. I think Sir Spooks one we did. Unfortunately, we did a Chills one too once.
Unfortunately. Yeah, sorry you were subjected to Burger King foot lettuce.
Yes.
I still Burger King foot lettuce. I can't even do his voice, man. I hate it so much.
Number 13.
Yeah. Why does he talk like this? There it is. It's starting to come out. All right. Well, now we just subjected you to a little bit of pseudo chills again, so I don't apologize. Fuck all of you. Without further ado, let's jump into. Are we gonna do a pod deck card? Yeah.
We can. Otherwise, we can just jump straight into the video.
Let's just jump straight into the video. We're gonna make this
All
a
right.
quick episode. This one's, you know what? You guys don't want to hear about our pod deck cards anyways, which you can go to their website and get 10% off if you enter a certain code. I think it's MCVC. Yeah, you don't want to hear about that. So
Yeah.
let's just jump right into the video and yeah.
Pull you over here. Make that
You
bigger.
can pull me wherever you want to, baby.
Oh.
Oh,
All right, here we go. Oh.
Darkness can be found everywhere, and here on YouTube that is especially true. In this new series, I'm going to be taking a look at some of the darkest channels on the site that I have yet to cover. These are accounts surrounded by mystery, whose videos are disturbing, strange, and even heartbreaking.
It's just disappeared.
These are just a few of YouTube's darkest channels. A few months ago, I made a video entitled The YouTube Kidnapper. In it, we discussed a channel that had been posting concerning videos that had very dark implications. One of the most off-putting parts of the 00390 channel were the videos that showed the person behind the camera stalking different women. I've had many people reach out to me and ask if there's been any updates around this channel, but unfortunately, there hasn't. However, I have become aware of another channel that shares many similarities, specifically when it comes to filming and stalking women without their consent. The channel's name is Dan Silly, and it's run by a man of the same name. And the content with
Well, if there's your first.
Hold on. I was like really like getting my anger worked out because I was about to go on this long rant about like fuck you for being creepy, but for him to go, there's this account with the name of Dan Seeley, ran by a man with the same name. Like, come on, dude. Like, at least you can confirm. Oh, okay. Well, anyways, yeah. I don't think this guy is like a mastermind criminal, at least this Dan Silly guy, if he's really who he says he is. He's just creepy and YouTube shouldn't allow his content. I mean, there's not much you can do to stop a guy from recording people outside of punching him in the face and like telling him that's bad to stop because it's creepy.
Yeah.
But if he like talks to them, it's different. But
Wait,
like,
I don't like the cat. Like looking at this. Super feminine, curious, happy Japanese girls. I love them. I love these girls. I would love to something love with them. Wouldn't you?
Wouldn't you? Why are they happy and smiling and giggling Whereas so man, oh, it sounds like he's about to go off on a rant about women being bitches or something. Sounds like
Well,
Dan's just not getting enough love in his life.
yeah, let's see what this Dan
He just
guy's
needs
about.
he just needs some super feminine, curious, happy Japanese girls. All right, let's let it run.
Within his channel is disturbing. His very first upload is a 3.5-hour video
Well, I will grab women soon.
What? YouTube. If I ever get if one of our videos ever gets banned, and this is a direct call out to whoever moderates these videos, if any of ours gets banned, I want you to watch this episode and realize you allow this channel. Just so you know. I don't ever say I will grab women.
At least people are good. It's got well, for one, I'm disappointed it has 110 thumbs ups, but at least it has almost 400 thumbs downs.
Yeah, like what the fuck? It has 22,841 views.
Titled, I Will Grab Woman Soon. For the first portion of this video, Dan is filming himself walking the streets of LA, critiquing different women on how attractive they are.
Okay, there's a woman up here that's like 30.
What if it's just like, hold on, pause. What if he just goes up to a chick?
What?
Wait, is he rating them number-wise?
No,
like 32 or 4.
I think he was guessing her age.
30, but 32 or 4. Oh, he's probably gonna say 40.
Or 32 or
That's
34.
Oh, 32 or 30. Dude, just why are you age ranking people? Come on, you look like fucking something mixed between a creepy dude who lives in his mom's basement and a modern day caveman. So I don't think you have any right to rank anyone on their ages. You look like the Franco brother who got dropped. But anyways, so the thing is, like, you think that people seeing this guy walking around muttering into a camera would have called the cops or something?
Yeah.
Or like someone would have been like, there'd have been one guy who's like, hey, knock it off. You're kind of creepy. Would it be kind of funny if he just goes up to one chick and he's just like, I won't ever want to grab you. And she's like, what? Damn, you're too ugly to get kidnapped. So fucked up. But
That's something I strive to be.
man.
Too ugly to get kidnapped.
Yeah, right. Same. That's what I always told my mom. I was like, Mom, I'm gonna be too ugly as a kid to get kidnapped, and I was right. I made it to this point. Oh man, my brother was pretty cool, but he was too cute for his own good. I just realized you're the only one who gets that joke because you know I don't have a brother.
Yeah. At least you don't anymore.
Yeah, well, I don't have a brother anymore, yeah. Hey, go ahead and play it.
I'm trying to speed up so I can get an image. Her ears were narrow, not wide, you know. I mean, that's the catch, right? She was just sitting by herself. I could have said, hey, she just looked Asian. An over chubby Asian, you know, Americanized.
An over chubby Asian Americanized.
He's like talking like they're prey. This guy is fucking creepy.
Yeah, like fucking Nat Geo, hit this guy up. He can commentate some of your
seriously.
some of your nature.
Same fucking thing.
Yeah.
Now, though this isn't illegal by any means, it obviously comes across as a little creepy. And throughout the video, it only gets creepier as Dan shares his belief that our society is made too safe for women.
But in this place, the place is too safe with police. In other countries, it's way less safe. In order to get a bodyguard man, you know, they'll protect you.
Sounds like this man's just crying that it's too safe because the cops are there to keep him from fucking snatching women. Like, bro, there are cops just because of you. Like, you are the reason. That's why these, like, this is why you're bitching, because you want to kidnap these women, you fucking psycho. All right, you can commence.
Yeah, it's funny that he's like complaining that the cops are doing exactly what they're sought out to do.
Yeah, like, how dare they keep these women safe? How dare he protect them from my creepy, grubby fingers? Like, okay.
You need to be a good woman. You need to act well. But in here the women don't need to act well, so therefore they're disgusting. You know, they're not good women.
But the most disturbing part of this video comes within its description, where Dan writes a lengthy rant about how badly he wants a woman for himself, because I guess the 3.5-hour runtime it wasn't enough to
Yeah, what the fuck? Almost 3.5 hours of just walking around and like surveying women.
Oh my god. Oh man, it's dudes like this that just like, you're the reason women cannot feel safe. You creepy fuck. If I ever catch you in the street and I can confirm it's you, I am going to fucking harass you for hours. The way you harass women. I'm going to follow you around. I'm going to rate you. Scraggly hair, looks American, lives in mother's basement, probably has never felt the warm embrace of another human being in his life. Probably never showered. Probably doesn't know what soap is. Really, really needs to leave my vicinity before I punch him in the face. I'm getting hostile towards this creature, this specimen right now. I think I'm gonna put it down. I'm just gonna attack him. No, but no, like I won't resort to violence with someone like this. But I would. This person needs help. Clearly, like this person is mentally deranged, and I hope they haven't actually hurt anybody. I hope this is all just fucking creepy whambo, bambo, jambo. I don't know what I was trying to say there, but no, this dude needs help. Severe help. Women, you're not all terrible. Some of you are bitches. I'll say that. You know who you are. You'll own it.
But
You
nobody
always
deserves to
look
get
up.
kidnapped.
Yeah, no one deserves to get fucking like whatever this guy thinks you are. He's talking about women like they're specimens. Like, no, they're
Yeah.
fucking humans, bro.
Wide
Some are
set
bitches,
hips.
some dudes are dicks. You're just something else. You're just a fucking creeper. You're just something that scares the shit out of me for women. You're the reason that I want to punch you in the just that right there tells me everything I need to know about someone like him. He's just not somebody you can sit down with a beer with. He's gonna be sitting there like scanning at women and staring at them like, I wonder what that one smells like. Like, okay. That's a nun. Take a step back. Like, Jesus, man. All right, well, let's commence with this fucking oddity.
squeeze it all in. The rant starts with Dan saying, I'm going to grab woman. Don't you want to grab them? Squeeze them? I am going to grab them, but only if they want me to. It will be
Pause.
annoying asking.
Well, there's your first problem. They don't want you to.
I'm starting to wonder if this guy actually literally has mental health issues to the point that, like, he really is just super lonely and he doesn't, like, know how to convey that. And this is, like, maybe he's, like, I don't know. I don't want to compare him to people with other issues if he's not on, like, the spectrum or something. But is he just, like, maybe unchecked? Like, on a spectrum? And this is him just being
Yeah.
like, I'm lonely? Or is, like...
He's
Is
so out of touch with reality. He doesn't know what the correct reality is to live in.
Yeah, and it's like, and that's still scary because that can lead him to do some horrific things.
Yeah, especially if he has no remorse and doesn't know it's wrong.
Yeah. So it's like, holy shit, dude. But only fucking thing I want to do right now is squeeze this dude's neck really tight if he can get a valid answer why he fucking acts like this. All right, it'll be annoying asking so many times. See, lines like
So
that
many-
make me wonder if this dude is just super fucking awkward and lonely.
It's
Like-
got that's part of it no matter what, but it's a matter again
Mm.
if there's remorse or if he knows that what he's doing is wrong.
times,
Yeah.
but they could get me arrested if they happen to not want me to grab.
Okay, but they could get me arrested, so he knows it's
knows,
bad.
Yeah, he knows bad. He knows bad. But he doesn't say it like, but I don't. He says, but they could get me arrested. It's not about the fact of, like, it being bad. It's that he knows he could get arrested because he doesn't like cops. Because he said that they make women too safe. So he's scared of the cops' repercussions, not so much of the idea of it being bad, but because of the consequence. He is more concerned with consequences instead of the morality of it. So it's not he doesn't have values, it sounds like. It sounds like he's more concerned about the fact that he knows there's a repercussion to his action, if that makes sense. It doesn't sound like it's like and I might be overreading into his words, but it doesn't sound like he's really like, oh, I shouldn't do this. It sounds more like, oh, I can't do this.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because
I'm definitely getting the same vibe.
grab them, and I do. Later on in the rant, he says that the woman he ends up with cannot drink caffeine, eat dairy, wheat, etc. She also should not be on social media, and desire for you to impregnate her. The rant ends with a chilling line, I will have live footage shortly of me causing woman to feel very high amounts of pleasure. I will show you exactly what you need to do in order to achieve a similar result as mine. From the first video alone, it seems clear that Dan...
Okay, so a girl who doesn't eat wheat, dairy, no caffeine, no social media, you're in the wrong place, bud.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist.
You sound like you want a vegan conservative, which those two words just don't go together. But and they even eat sugar, so what am I talking about? But either way, well, caffeine. But yeah, that last line was really creepy. Like that kind of made my skin like, I don't like that. But like,
I'm gonna show you the
how to pleasure women or whatever the fuck he was trying to say.
Oh
there.
yeah,
that was uncomfortable. That was really like, why is this dude not like at least being tailed? Like, why is there not secret cameras in this man's house? Like,
yeah, and like you think too from somebody, because after he posted the first video, unless this dude is completely exiled and has no friends, you think somebody would have reached out and said, hey, I know that guy. He posted this. This is where he lives. Keep an eye on him. He might do something stupid.
or like they completely debunk it and be like, oh yeah, no, he's just a weirdo. Like he's been doing this for years. Like he's never heard a fly. He's just weird.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah, because there's some people who I mean, like he's got 22,000 people who have seen his video, which I mean, it's enough, but it's not like viral.
No.
But some people are good at just saying weird shit like this just to get views and attention, even though they wouldn't actually do any of it.
Oh yeah, I mean, and it's even on top of that too. It's like the idea that like there's just people who do have mental illness and they like, or some other kind of mental health issue. And I'm not trying to put all like I know a lot of people with mental health like differences that are fucking awesome people that don't talk like this at all. Like it's just he could have a severe issue that he literally is like actually harmless. Except for the fact that he needs to be told not to go walk around with his camera and to keep to himself. But like yeah, like this motherfucker, like he should not be near playgrounds or highly dominant female or children areas.
Yeah.
Ever.
Well, 'cause that's where it starts. This guy, he goes after women, realizes that women are like
harder targets.
They can fend for themselves, and then it turns to children who are more vulnerable.
Yeah. And yeah, we'll see where this plays out. Let's see what information gets
Man's view on women is concerning. I mean, the video title is literally, I will grab women soon. And in it, he's scouting women on the streets, judging them solely by their appearance. And in his own description, he admits that what he's planning on doing could get him arrested. The insinuation on what he's referring to is clearly there.
I'm looking around, looking for what I want. I'm shopping for what I want. I'm shopping for food. I'm shopping for sex, okay? This is not bad. Why is this bad?
And the content only gets worse from here.
Hi. Why are you ignoring me? Why exactly are you being, like, tired of being sexualized? Like, isn't it good to, like, be valued for something?
Why are you tired of being sexualized?
Why are you tired of being sexualized? Like, why are you ignoring me? Okay, dude, first off, you need a better voice. Secondly, you're sexualizing them. You literally just said in your line before, I'm looking for food, I'm looking for sex. What's so wrong with that? You proceed to walk up to women. Whoa, why are you being like, like, dude, you're the reason women are tired of fucking creepy guys and all that shit. Bro, there's several reasons why no one deserves to be creeped on. And it's like, dude, like, why are they ignoring you? Because you're, like, shoving a camera in their face. You're not being forthcoming. You're not being fucking like, hey, I'm doing a YouTube video channel. What's up? Can I ask you a few questions? Will you get in my car? Preferably the trunk with some rope. Like, when I got to that point, they'd probably be like, but if I at least started off friendly, they'd at least talk to me for a second.
Yeah. I don't know. See where this goes.
Yeah,
After the initial video,
unnerving, dude.
Dan switched his style to approaching random girls and filming them. It appears that he does this in an attempt to pick them up. Typically when approaching them, Dan says lines like, "Hi, I like you," or I saw you over there and I want to kiss you. It's hard to watch as the people he's approaching want no part of it, but for the most part, it seems that Dan is unable to understand this, as he continues to follow many of the girls even after they tell them that they aren't interested.
They think I can't run or something? Hi, how's it going?
Oh, no,
How
I
are
did
you?
not.
Okay.
Thank you. Don't record my friends either.
Why not?
Because we don't give you consent.
You don't have to. I mean, I don't need consent. Right? That's a myth.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Security? Hey, security.
Through all the hours of content, there are also multiple instances when Dan is filming where he clearly focuses on the private areas of these women.
Oh, do not.
The more that Dan films these girls, the more you'll start to notice that some of them appear to be very young. In fact, some appear to be much younger than 18. Meanwhile, Dan is in his 30s. This is something that is pointed out in many of his comments, with one comment writing, "You should make sure that they're older than 18. A lot of the girls you've been approaching look like kids, dude."
That's the draw that you get from that. You should approach girls that are over 18. No, don't approach girls at all.
I mean, at least weirdos are trying to keep weirdos in check. I mean, yeah, don't ever like if you're gonna approach a girl, it should never be so creepy and invasive. It should be as simple as, "Hey, I thought you were cute. I just wanted to talk to you. If you're not into it, you're not into it." Like, just be like, or be like, "Hey, like, I
Or
like
compliment
your shirt,
their shirt, their
Yeah, like-
shoes, or
their purse." Be like, "Oh, I know that brand." Like, just find the leeway into the conversation.
yeah.
Don't
this
come off
guy's-
so like,
I saw you
like
from over there. I want to
wanna
kiss you.
I want to kiss you. I want to. Why are you tired of being sexualized? Consent is a myth. Like, yeah, you don't. Yeah, don't ever. Oh my God.
All right, let's see if
Dude.
he how bad he fucks it up more.
Now, just from looking at some of the reactions of the people that Dan are filming, it seems genuine. But as it turns out, there's actual proof that all of this is real. And it's proof that makes this channel and these interactions even darker.
I don't think he could be supervised 24 hours a day.
Daniel Patrick Silly is a high-risk sex offender who has moved to Rohnert Park.
Okay, so they
As it
found
turns
him.
out, Dan Silly is actually a registered sex offender, as he was arrested back in 2017 for harassing a minor in a sexual manner. It's just another piece to an already dark puzzle, but the arrest did lead to some good. It appears that once Dan was released, he stopped posting videos of him approaching and harassing random girls. And in fact, his channel has seemingly been dormant since then. But that isn't quite the end of Dan's story. As it turns out, since his arrest, he has been actively posting on 2 separate channels. There, he posts videos such as 15-year-old white girls served me food and all looked me in the eyes. Marriage material? I saw a 14-year-old who had a round. And how to marry a 14-year-old girl. All of these videos are currently on YouTube, and all of these videos are being posted by a sex offender. It's truly one of the
How does a sex offender even have the green light to be able to post on social media?
How does he even have the right to maintain videos of him having recorded women, some underage, up on YouTube, still active? His
Yeah.
account should be suspended, and I kind of want to reach out to YouTube myself and be like, "Hey, like, this is not okay. This person, like, if he was making content that wasn't related to anything that was like him, I mean, like, think about it like this. Say this guy went viral. Say he changed his marketing direction. I doubt a weirdo like him could. But, like, say he went viral for some other kind of video content as a, like, I don't know, influencer or something. They would see what he is, and they would instantly fucking ban him, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why is this not, like, I don't care if you have 1 million followers. I don't care if you have 100 followers. If you're a sick fuck like this, you do not belong on any streaming site, especially to saying things like what that guy couldn't repeat. Like, I can't even repeat it. That's disgusting. That is fucking gross. and it's clearly like he's not being supervised properly. And
Yeah.
this is the problem. This is everyone's complaints about sex offense. This is why I'm glad like bills like the one in Arizona got passed. You commit a sexual offense, you go away for life. This fucking dude should be away for life. This is it right here, because this guy is just waiting for another opportunity to do something wrong.
Yeah. Well, especially the fact that he is a registered sex offender. He's being watched in some capacity, obviously not enough, to the point that, like, obviously he started he had to, it says he's posting on 2 channels, both of which, like,
Even if he's just walking around talking to himself, the labels of his videos are still grossly inappropriate.
yeah, how does that not come up as a red flag? Like, your title is inappropriate, change it to something, and YouTube gets enough red flags from one specific account of a bunch of inappropriate titles and captions, and then they're like, oh, it's this guy, he's already on our list. Like,
You know, one thing that they said that kind of was like that kind of bothered me a bit. The second he stopped making videos on that channel, he started losing like views. Like as soon as he stopped following women around and recording them, he started losing views. It tells me about how many sick fuckers were actually watching him just for the sake of watching him record women for them.
yeah, well, that's the problem too, is for people who sit at home and have these thoughts but don't have the enough courage to go out and do it. This guy is giving those other sick fucks the courage to do it, because they're like, oh, this guy can do it, I can do it too.
Yeah, and exactly. It's like, and like they actually probably align with his way of thinking, and it's so disgusting, and it's so fucking wrong and immoral. And we've covered this subject before. If you want to touch kids, you're not a fucking human. You don't belong. You're not part of society to me, and you're better off with a fucking bullet in your head. And if you, for whatever reason, somehow find your way to my channel, you can rightly fuck right off of it, because I don't want you watching my shit. You don't deserve to even see my content, because all I got for you is warnings and death threats. Because you don't belong here or in my country or on my planet. Because I fucking hate you. I despise you. I don't care if you think it's a sickness or an illness. I don't care. You want to hurt somebody like that? That's your initiative. Well, guess what? Law enforcement's going to come down on you, and I want to see more policies passed where it puts you away for life. Whereas, like, I understand the progression of sex offenders. His charge, from what he described it as sexual harassment. Now, do I think those people should go away for life? But if they continue the persistent and gross, morbid fucking shit he's doing, 100% they don't belong on our street. They don't belong walking around. They don't belong near parks. They don't belong near children or women or, God forbid, even like men, because men are also victimized too. These are the kind of people who sit there and they don't have that grasp of reality. Like we talked about before, we already noted what this guy was before he even said it. I said the next step was kids. You said the one thing about that he couldn't even, like, you were noting how he just seemed off, like he had no sense of reality.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we were already able to discern these things with, like, we have not watched this video before. We already were putting these dots together before he had to be like, yeah, this guy's a sex offender. And I'm sure most people could have drawn that conclusion too, because that's how, like, if we can draw those conclusions, YouTube should be drawing these conclusions, and they should be like, no, your stuff is no longer allowed on our channel. I don't care. Like, being a criminal is one thing. Being a sex offender is another.
Mm-hmm. Well, what's worse than that too is we're 8 minutes into this video, and we're disgusted with this guy and like just everything he's about. There's enforcement and even like probably friends and family members who know a hell of a lot more than an 8-minute video about this guy that are continuing to let him do this.
Well, and whoever that lady was that report was, we can't keep him off the streets 24/7. The fuck you can't.
Yeah, it's called house
penitentiary.
arrest.
Oh yeah, house arrest too. Penitentiaries, house arrests, fucking having advisor check-ins. We have people who do child welfare checks. Let's have fucking people do pedophile welfare checks. Fucking
just
raid their
like,
houses. Find content. If they have that content, fucking send them away again. I'm not
just
saying
waiting for this video to. Or go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, I'm just waiting for this fucking video to turn to like he did something, and then they're finally like, oh, let's lock him away now. It's like, oh yeah, you had to wait for somebody to get hurt or sexually abused.
Yeah, like someone has to get harassed or assaulted for them to finally like act on the fact that like, oh yeah, he sexually harassed a minor. Who would have guessed? And like, look at the videos he posts. Who would have guessed he would have done this again?
Yeah.
Talking about a 15-year-old's locations. Fucking disgusting. Anyways, let's play the fucking
darkest sides of YouTube that I've ever encountered, and it makes me wonder how much stuff like this is going on unnoticed.
Because I literally do feel like freaking like destroying these women when I accost them. My reptilian brain like literally feels like attacking these women. Like just like strangling them and stuff, like honestly. And making them submit to me. I feel like these women, like seriously, you know?
But before I conclude,
reptilian brain, that's not reptilian brain, you're just fucked, dude.
I got no more comments. I've already said my piece. The fucker needs to burn. All he deserves at this point is a bullet in his fucking head. They think there's, this is me unfiltered. This is my truth. I have like a professor in college right now who defends the rights of everybody, including like, this is the kind of thing when I see it, I just, no matter how intellectual that professor is or how educated, I don't agree with him. There's no cure for these people. There's no cure. There's no, like, say, like, you're a murderer. I believe that you have a better chance of recovering from being a murderer than you do this. You hear this man himself. He's calling it his reptilian brain, but really that's not. It's his fucking...
The fact that he has a title for it, it's not like he calls it this darkness or this notion that he can't put a cap on or explain what it is. The fact that he has a name for it goes to show, again, that there's no remorse and he feels like there's nothing wrong with it.
He literally made a video saying he wants to rape women and strangle them. I hope that video's content is still not on YouTube because I want to seriously fucking file a complaint. And I'm sorry for any woman who's had to be subjected to such horrific content. And if you watch our videos and you're a woman, I don't care. Like, I think we should put an advisory on that because this is, I mean, he has an advisory in the front of the video, but like, no woman should ever have to live in a world where they're worrying about sick fucks like this. No child should have to live in a world where they're worried about some fucking predator just waiting to take advantage of them. You want to try choking somebody? Choke someone like me. Choke someone like you. You want to fucking fight someone with your reptilian brain? Try somebody you can actually fucking handle you and see how that goes. Disgusting.
Dan's story, I want to add a disclaimer that it is very likely that he is suffering from some type of mental illness that doesn't make his actions right in any way, and it doesn't absolve him of everything he's doing. But I want to ask you to please not go to his channel and leave nasty comments.
Wait, so it does still exist then?
Yeah. Fuck. I understand what he's doing. He's doing this disclosure thing because if it trails back to this video, he gets in trouble, I'm sure, which is fucked up.
Well, plus, I'm sure he doesn't want this guy coming at him.
Yeah, well, I mean, fucking, I will. I'll go comment on his channel. I don't care. Fucking let me know where I live. Fly out here, bro.
Because feeding into someone's delusions like that will only heighten his current mental state, and that would honestly just make things worse for everyone. YouTube has its fair...
negligent. Pause it. I like this content creator. He's making a good video, but what he just talked about was negligence. I'm sorry. Everyone has to be held accountable. There's got to be accountability, man. And if you ever find yourself watching reaction videos to your own videos and you see this is directed right towards you. If you don't, that's fine. Maybe I'll end up messaging you too. What you're stating is negligence. You're ignoring the warning signs of a predator being ready to about to attack again. This video is not even that old, mind you. For anyone who's tuning this video that we are reacting to is what, 8 months old?
Yeah, something like that.
So like the video that he's probably creating about this guy can't be like, this guy can't be too old in terms of like his history.
I think it was 2016 was his first videos.
Yeah, so like he's been active now for 5 more years. So who knows what could have happened? Hopefully he's been put away in those 5 years. But like he said, refrain from going to comment. It sounds like his videos are still active. At least within the last year they have been. But I am going to call that negligence. I don't think you're going to cause him to spiral, but I do think his channel needs to be pulled off YouTube. I don't think that's acceptable.
Yeah.
So
now,
that's just my...
I'm kind of curious. Once this video is done, I kind of want to go see if this guy's channel is still even up.
Yeah, we can go check it out just for the sake of us and the people tuning in.
Their share of dark channels But there are countless others
Okay, that
that
one's
are
done.
more
Good.
mysterious
I was getting sick of
than
listening to
Dan's.
that.
Yeah.
Channels
just make
whose
my stomach
entire
turn.
purpose seems uncertain. Channels like David Sardeson, a page likely run by a man of the same name. Throughout David's 2-year span on YouTube, he has posted 8,431 videos to his channel, which roughly evens out to be a
Well, he's not very popular. 5 views, 9 views, 6 views, 6
Yeah.
views. Ooh, 75.
Ooh, they all have like the same picture too, so it's like.
Yeah. It looks like it's literally just videos of this dude like
11
watching TV.
videos a day.
11 videos a day.
Posting that often alone seems like an impossible feat, especially for someone like me that likes to take their time. But it's what this channel is uploading that has spurred an internet mystery. The first video that
What,
David
for 75
posted
people?
came back in January of 2018, and it simply showed a TV playing in a bare room.
Pleasure doing business, Steve Ford. I'm Leanne Ford, and this is my brother Steve. Oh, yeah.
From the looks of the angle, it appears that Dan was recording this while laying down, likely on a bed. The title of the first video is Restored by the Fords, January 15-1, which is in reference to the television show that was playing on the TV. Every single one of the 8,000 plus videos posted since then has followed the same exact premise. David is lying down on his bed, recording the TV in the same room. Now, the fact that David was posting so many of these videos throughout the entire day of every single day.
He's got to be in like a institution of some sorts. If he's got that amount of time, if he's in the same room that's never changing.
Yeah, and then like, it looked like the fucking thing is put up really shitty.
Yeah.
The shelf, and it's just one singular shelf with like 3 little stuffed animals on it, which is kind of weird. Then there's like
Might
the
have had
old
like
school
kids or
clock.
something before he got put in. I don't know.
Yeah, got an old school clock, TV. Yeah, it seems like a mental health institution look feel to it, almost. But I don't
Shows
think why would they let him record and post videos?
Maybe he's like a low threat.
Right.
I don't know if that's a thing that they have those kind of liberties.
Maybe
I don't know.
David must
Yeah,
have
I'm trying to
spent
figure
the
out like it just seems off. Like nothing seems dark about this
majority
yet.
of his time simply lying in bed watching TV. It's something that seems very mundane, but also slightly off-putting at the same time. Each video more similar than the last. Just the same thing, over and over again. Who is this content for? Why was David posting so many times throughout the day? And why was he always in that room? Well, for the first year of this channel's existence, these questions were left unanswered. Nothing changed. The same room, the same content, every single day. But roughly a year later, David's videos changed.
Months go by, and a year goes by. And then what happened?
The content stayed the same, but suddenly he was posting from a different room. There was no explanation given to the change in scenery. David was just now posting in a different location. But there's something about this room, something that looks familiar, something unmistakable. That curtain next to the TV. A clear indication that David wasn't filming at a house anymore, and that he was likely filming from a hospital room. At this point, another switch in David's videos was starting to become apparent. It seemed that with every upload, David's camera work got shakier and shakier. Because of this, and everything else that we know, a theory can be put forth that explains what we might be seeing here. It seems like David may have been bedridden at home, and he used YouTube and watching TV as a means to pass the time. This would explain the upload schedule and why he had seemingly devoted his entire life to posting these videos. But maybe David's health got worse and worse, something that the shakiness of the camera could signify. Maybe this led him to be transferred to the hospital, where he continued being bedridden and posting his videos to YouTube. It's an incredibly sad theory, but it wasn't confirmed or denied, and though it seems likely, David's channel still remained a mystery. But a twist was coming, and it was one that put the entire situation to rest. 6 months ago, David inexplicably stopped posting his videos. The channel that once put out nearly a dozen videos every single day was halted altogether. Some reached out to ask if David was okay, while others speculated that maybe he got better and that he was no longer stuck in bed. David's disappearance further deepened this mystery, as no one knows where he went and why he stopped posting. Once this happened, I immediately feared the worst, and for the sake of this video, I did some research. Sardeson, David Glenn, 1966 to 2019. It is with heavy hearts that we announce the death of our beloved David. Our appreciation to the nurses on the second floor of St. Vincent's for their care of David. This obituary was posted online 23 days after David's final upload. The middle name is even consistent with a second channel that David ran, called David G. Sardeson, and the mention of his time in St. Vincent's Hospital is consistent with him being switched over to a hospital bed. So it appears that our initial theory was correct, and unfortunately, David was unable to recover from his failing health. It's a tragic end to what was already a very sad
So it's, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I'm getting like kind of teary-eyed thinking about that because like I'm just thinking like the videos are weird in themselves, but it's almost like what if he just did the first one for like shits and giggles because he was bored in bed, being like stuck in bed, and then he saw he got like 1 follower. You know what I mean? Like he saw someone like, and he just got hooked on that idea because it just makes me think about like us starting this, about how like I love seeing that people watch our videos.
Mm-hmm.
What if that just kind of came as outlet? Like I know because he didn't record anything crazy. He was just watching TV.
No, yeah, maybe
just
maybe
kind of
maybe it was just
friends.
like this is what I'm these are the shows I'm interested in. This is what I like to watch, and he kind of maybe felt this like loneliness of being bedridden for the remainder of his life, really, and like he just looked at that as an outlet for people to watch and like and comment on his videos. That way, he had some interaction.
Yeah. Damn. Still weird to use women in his pictures, but he's probably an old weird guy who likes looking at cute girls. But well, he was born in the 60s, so he was like
In his
fucking-
50s.
Yeah, 50s, 60s. Yeah, my
Yeah,
dad's
my dad-
pervy, he's in his
My
50s,
dad was
but-
born in my dad was born in '66, and he's 54 right now. So yeah.
my dad would probably fucking use some hot chick as his picture too. So if he was in that situation. But yeah, man, that sucks. That's sad.
Yeah.
That was a different kind of dark.
Yeah.
He took me from angry to kind of like, aw, like, like fuck you, fucking
mystery.
asshole.
And the saddest part is that this is far from the only case of a YouTuber inexplicably passing away.
Hi guys.
In the summer of 2013, Tamisha Glashan, also known as Misha Ridge, began her YouTube channel. The focus of it was on fashion, and many were captivated by her kind and cheerful personality. Watching her videos back, they are very reminiscent of old school YouTube, back before the fancy editing and the camera work. And truthfully, they're very refreshing to watch, especially at a time like this. Misha's talent and personality makes me truly believe that she would have found great success on the platform today. But unfortunately, she'd never get the chance. On August 6th of 2013, Misha posted a video called How to Make a Maxi Dress with Cutouts. She concluded the video by saying,
And I shall see you guys in a few days for another sewing tutorial. Hope you guys enjoy. Bye.
that next video would never come.
We start with some breaking news in Sacramento right now. Police are investigating a deadly shooting.
In May of the following year, as Misha was sleeping in her Los Angeles home, her ex-boyfriend snuck into her room and shot her at point-blank range. Misha was pronounced dead at the scene. David and Misha's story are heartbreaking and terrifying to hear, as they reflect one of the darkest parts of YouTube, that out of the blue a creator could just be gone without the opportunity to say goodbye. The final channel that we'll be looking at today is one that I've been fascinated by for...
I just wanted to retract one remark. Yeah, no, so I don't even condone, like, I know I made that remark earlier about, like, oh, murder. I meant murder is more circumstantial. I want people to understand that, like, there's situations where it's like there's crimes of passions about, like, someone killing somebody that they, not in that sense, what that guy did. That's fucking evil. And that dude deserves to rot just as much as that other guy does, because that's just not okay. I don't care what the circumstance was there. You don't sneak into someone's house and shoot them in the fucking face while they're sleeping.
Yeah.
But
for a few months now.
All kinds of like.
Yeah, these videos are kind of all over the place so far.
I was concerned about
what this last one's
discussing
about.
it on the channel, and I still kind of am. So let's just say that I'll be treading lightly with this one. As of recording this video, our world is still very much being ravaged by the current virus. But in the very start of 2020, things were much different. The virus was centralized in China, and specifically in the city of Wuhan. At the time, it was hard to tell how bad things really were over there, and many claimed that China was censoring the truth from the public. This is something that freelance journalist Li Zuoha seemed to believe, as he wanted to get the truth out about what was really happening with the virus. He traveled to Wuhan and began filming his experiences and posting them to YouTube, as well as on other Chinese social media sites. On YouTube, he posted his videos on a channel called Chris Lee, and in his first upload, he explains that
我的一位在主流媒体工作的朋友告诉我，现在在武汉所有的主流媒体，他们都被安排在一个现在所有关于疫情的坏消息都已经被中央收归统一的报道，而地方媒体只能报道关于。
If this truly were the case, and China was censoring information, then what Li was doing was incredibly dangerous. He was actively showing and discussing the very things that China was trying to keep concealed, which means that every video he would make would put a target on his back. In his following 3 videos, Li would go on to interview some of the residents of Wuhan, as well as discussing the theory that China could be covering up the number of infections and deaths. His videos proved to be incredibly insightful thanks to the fact that here in the United States, it was difficult to find trustworthy videos and stories from the area. What Li was doing was very important, and in his eyes, he was standing up against the flawed and overbearing Chinese government. But his videos were about to catch up with him. On February 26th, an unmarked car drove alongside Li's vehicle. The passengers within the car told him to stop immediately and surrender. Feeling shocked and scared, Li instead decided to speed away because he wasn't sure who exactly these people were. As he drove off, Li would record a frantic 30-second video entitled SOS, where he briefly explained his latest encounter. At the time of him filming this video, he was actively being pursued by the unmarked car. Eventually, Li was able to make it back to his hotel, where he immediately started live streaming. The stream lasted over 3 hours, with most of it taking place with the lights off and in silence, in order for Li to avoid detection. Throughout the video, multiple police officers knocked on his door to see if Li was in there. After roughly 3 hours and 45 minutes, Lee finally opened the door and surrendered. He was arrested that night and taken away. Months would go by without any word from Lee. Some speculated that the government had killed him for speaking out against them, while others assumed that he was locked in prison. No matter which you believe, it is still incredibly concerning. A man arrested for trying to share the truth and to warn the world on what was to come. And with Lee's disappearance, this channel has truly become a mystery. But Lee would post one more video, a video that would prove to be the most mysterious yet. Over 2 months after Lee's apparent arrest, he posted a 6-minute video. Here is a brief excerpt.
开门之后，他们进来了，向我表明了他们的身份，他们是公安。在整个过程中，警察文明执法，保证了我的休息时间和饮食，对我也很关心。感谢所有照顾和关心我的人，愿天佑华夏，愿世界人民团结。这些日子，无数纷乱的思绪满溢于我的脑海，有的转瞬即逝，有的只可缄默，唯独这一句不堪之论，铸印于心，不可磨灭。人心为微，道心为微，为精为一。 允直绝忠。
2 months ago, Lee was going against the government to expose their wrongdoing of the entire situation. And suddenly, now, he was praising them and thanking them after presumably being held captive for 2 months. According to Lee, he was treated well by Chinese officials, and they were simply keeping him isolated because he had been exposed to the virus. But many have their doubts. And what could have happened in such a short amount of time that would make Lee flip his core beliefs to the complete opposite side of the spectrum? Plus, not to mention, the act that this speech he gave was clearly scripted and well rehearsed. As I said, this is one mystery that I'll tread lightly on, but it's not hard to imagine what they might have done to Lee in that span of time. And whatever he endured to make him switch sides like this, it seems that he didn't even get the worst of it.
我是害怕。
Even before Lee had started posting his videos, another journalist by the name of Chen Guishi had made videos exposing the wrongdoings of the Chinese government in their handling and coverage of the virus. Previously, he had also been outspoken for the Hong Kong protests, and he was an adamant supporter of them, which means that he was likely already on the bad side of the government. And it seems that he too may have been punished for this.
One citizen journalist documenting the outbreak in Wuhan, that's the city at the center of the outbreak, has reportedly been arrested. Another has just disappeared.
On February 6th, Chen would go missing without a trace. His mother made a video pleading for information about his whereabouts. She posted it onto his channel to see if anyone could help.
之后呢，晚上7、8点钟到现在。
But her attempt proved unsuccessful. Unlike Lee, Chen has not been heard from since, and despite immense speculation on what could have happened to him, we still don't really know where he could have gone. Maybe he was arrested, or even killed. That's as deep as I'll go on these mysteries, and for now, we're just gonna have to wait and see if any more information comes forward, and if Chen is ever heard from again. This concludes our dive.
Okay.
I have a couple thoughts on that, but I'll let you speak your piece first.
I mean, it's definitely interesting. I didn't know that there was people within like the Chinese government. Well, not within the Chinese government. People who are just reporters trying to basically go against what their government like lets them to do, and that's just speak truthfully on things that they're trying to hide, which is fucked up. Like, people say, oh, but it's Chinese culture. Yeah, but it's fucked up and it's not right regardless. Like, to mislead, for China being the most, well, I think India is the most like populous like country, like by square mile of having people within their country, but to be the country, I think the second biggest country that has the most amount of people that can make this virus really fuck up a bunch of people, and they're trying to hide a bunch of it. Like,
Well, there's a couple other things going on in China that are really stupid right now. They're like fucking up the cryptocurrency community because they have so many mass data mining going on there right now for cryptocurrency. They're fucking, and then taking it to an environmental science approach, they fucking are like their carbon footprint is awful. They're trying to find new innovative ways to fix it, but ultimately, like, they just have such a horrible carbon footprint there. And that's just a few things that they try to cover up constantly. Like, there's a lot of problems that stem. Like, look at what, like, you are not going to tell me that the place that COVID originated from is doing better than America. You're just not going to tell me that, you know? Like, that just isn't logical to me.
Yeah, well, even I can't remember which Korea it is. It's either obviously north or south, but one of them reported, I don't know what their number is still, but I know like back in the height of it, they were reporting 0 cases and 0 deaths. They said that
North Korea, then it'd be North Korea.
Yeah, like no, like the only way I could see it, like New Zealand, like they're basically back to normal. Guess what? They handled
They're
it
a
well.
fucking little tiny spot.
Yeah, they're an island. They can literally cut nobody in, nobody out, and yeah, it's gonna go away. You're gonna have probably a month of people getting sick and dying, and then it's gone because there's no new people coming in and out of the country. And I know that's a big thing. That's a big controversial thing too, with like the U.S. with them shutting down the borders. It's like, but it's USA, or that's like one of the things that they like thrive on, or that is one of the biggest things is freedoms of people coming from other countries to come live here. It's like, yeah, but in the midst of a pandemic, like, you can't be mad at a country for not letting people in.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous. But this whole China thing, I mean, if you think about the video we just made before when we were watching the whole rocket situation, we've already kind of established, like, we feel like there's some grounds for cover up there. And for this dude to, like, I don't know, man. I don't want no fucking secret Black Ops team. I mean, that'd be kind of interesting. Some fucking secret underground Chinese team that's planted in America showing up because of my fucking dissidence against their country's fucking government. But, you know, either way, I've already said it. No, I think there's a lot of cover-up bullshit. Everyone already knows there's a lot of cover-up bullshit in China. Like, even if it's not at that radical a level, there's a reason the Hong Kong riots are happening. There's a reason why people are fighting for their freedoms. There's a reason why they're waving the American fucking flag in their military's face, because they know they are suppressed.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, like, it's not even like, I like this dude's videos, but he's kind of a pussy. I'm not going to lie. He's kind of a pussy when it comes to his opinion. I understand that you want to refrain from, like, oh, I don't want to say this or that. Shut the fuck up, dude. You are entitled to an opinion. China suppresses its people. That's not a very hidden fact.
Yeah.
It's not been hidden. Like, there's a reason like, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of great opportunities for people in China, but the way their government is ran, they will censor you. You will get punished if you fucking speak out against them in China. They will shut you down. That's just proven. That's not even a fucking, like, that's not even questionable. Like, and when it comes to the dude fucking being a pedophile, people should go say shit on his channel, which we gotta go check his channel just to see if it's still up.
I have it up, and
Okay.
he last video he here, I'll share it.
All right. And like I said, no, this guy makes great videos. I'm glad we get this opportunity to react to him. Not this fucking guy, but the other dude. But you're kind of being a pussy, bro. Like, have an opinion. It's okay to be like, I hate pedophiles. Everyone hates pedophiles except for pedophiles. I don't think I know too many people. And then the people who sit there and think they can change, but they can't. And then about the other one, which is just more tragic and kind of got me a little bit teary-eyed, because I was like, damn, this guy just died alone in a hospital bed. But, and then the last one, yeah, everyone knows China's a fucking, like, I'm not saying America doesn't have its issues either. We do. Government does what government does. But yeah, when's his last video posted?
4 years ago. They seem less creepy, but even like the titles of some of these: How to Attract Beautiful Women, Where Are Good Women, 20 Benefits of Dating Foreign Women. And these videos are like, some of them are like hour and 1 minutes, hour 44, almost 2 hours here, 2.5 here, 3 hours here. But yeah, 4 years ago was his last. And I just typed in his, hold on, I typed in his name, and it's mostly just other people reacting to him. But yeah, like as far as his own channel, the only one I see exists is this one, and it 4 years ago is the last time something was posted.
Well, that's good. At least his content is slowed down.
Yeah. So.
Well, I think that's a good place to wrap it up. I got my opinion across. Feel free to filter whatever I say if you need to, for the sake of wanting to post this. But I mean, apparently pedophiles are allowed on YouTube, so I don't think I really need to filter at all.
I think it was is fucked up, and like as much as we don't enjoy talking about topics like this, it's definitely good for like this guy gave an unbiased video. Like we're the exact opposite. Like no, fuck fuck him trying to.
Our job,
Yeah.
We're a podcast. We have the right to be fucking biased because that's what we established and set out with. We have our biases. We just said we're not going to talk about American politics. We're not going to talk about controversial topics within America. Fuck! I don't give a shit about what's going on in China. I mean, I do. I care greatly about the political unrest. But I don't like to sugarcoat the fact that China, I'm not going to lie and say China's this great place when you just saw a man's strained face when he's fucking reading a script when he probably has a gun pointed at his head.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not going to sit there and pretend that's okay. I'm not going to, and it was probably not, even if it's not that extreme, maybe they did treat him the way that he said. Maybe that all played out the way he said. Don't fucking believe it at all, but maybe it did. Let's hypothetical. Maybe it did. It does not change the fact that they have still lied countless times. And I'm not saying America doesn't lie either, but they literally censor their people's truth. And where's that other reporter at?
Yeah. People don't just disappear nowadays for no reason.
No. Just don't fall off like that. But you were going to say something. I want to hear your biased opinion now.
Yeah, I mean, I gave said my piece here and there. There's not a whole lot to dive into aside from this stuff just kind of being fucked up. Kind of, again, with the guy who's stalking people, it kind of looks like either he is in some kind of, either he got locked away or he's in some kind of penitentiary of some sorts getting help. Hopefully those are the two things. Otherwise,
He stopped going to videos and he started going to practice.
Yeah, that's
be out there doing his shit again.
Yeah. So who knows with him? I mean, looking at, there's nothing like new. Some of the new, like the newest thing on here I see is like 2 years ago for any kind of content related to him, as far as like news, like him being in the news and stuff. So I mean, it seems like it's good, but who actually knows? Maybe he just found a way to be not as open about his what he does. But yeah, with the two middle ones, they're just kind of more sad and dark in the sense of just like dreariness and like sorrow for like
tragedy.
This guy just dying alone by himself. Well, we shouldn't. It doesn't say for sure if he died alone by himself, but I guess nobody knows his motive as to why he made those.
But I guess okay. Let's he could be like, I don't want to like, I don't know. I always like to paint a good picture of people until they give me a reason not to. Just like I went into that video, the first one, with the subjective opinion of that, like, okay, this guy might not be a sex offender, even though I figured it was going that way. Until the facts were presented to me, I did not explicitly go off until the facts were given to me. Then I was like, all right, no, fuck this guy. Just like with this one, I don't know if this guy was a bad guy. I'm assuming he wasn't. I'm assuming he's just some old fucking dude who died of said heart issues.
I don't think it said what he died from, honestly.
Well, either way, dude died. He spent a lot of time in a bed, so he was clearly hospitalized for some reason, be it severe obesity. If he's American, I feel like that's a common, very sad trend in America. be it severe obesity, finally killed someone like who's a diabetic or something like that, be it something like maybe he suffered from paralysis or Parkinson's or MS or something that just claimed his life. Either way, it was just like a tragedy. And then to hear about the unfortunate YouTuber who was gunned down by her ex-boyfriend in her bed while she was sleeping is just fucking tragic. It's tragic because, and that's the thing, like, also just, I like to send a lot of positive energy out there for anyone who's tuning into this. Just know we may have shown some dark content, but we'll flip the script. Maybe next video we'll do like a happy video. We'll do like happiest moments of 2021 or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Just because like there's enough dark in the world. The news is out there pumping that shit out. We just wanted to jump into this channel because it seemed interesting. And I just want to remind you that don't let, like, if you watch this content, yeah, some of it's disturbing. Don't let this be your reflection of the world around you. There's so much more beauty in the world than there is darkness, and don't let this kind of stuff sway your opinion on that, because there is, and there's always going to be. You got to look and find the happy moments in life. You got to learn that, yes, though there are monsters out there, and there are governments that oppress, and there are tragic incidences that happen. For all of that, there are governments doing great things for their people. There are people fighting against those injustices every single day, and then there are for every monster, there's an angel in this world being born. So,
yeah, and like you said, like this podcast or even these past couple episodes weren't targeted towards, oh, let's find some like negative topics and go into them. It's more or less like these are topics that exist out there in the world, and like Mike said, there's a lot of negative shit out there in the news, which is why I don't watch the news at all. This is more or less an opportunity for you guys to be educated on these kinds of things from me and Mike, unscripted, non-liberal, non-conservative, non-Fox, non-CBS, non-CNN, like just us. And like, and I feel like that's important.
Our take on it, yeah.
Yeah, it's important
like
it's important to get those kind of views from people, a genuine view, not reading off a teleprompter, not like that. Potentially that one guy who was completely against the Chinese government and all of a sudden saying, oh, they're treating me well and everything's okay, when there might have been a gun pointed at him off screen. Like, none of that's going on here. So, and luckily, we as much as it's a freedom that we enjoy every day, it's one obviously that can be taken for granted for some people, where we have the liberties to talk about topics like this without worrying about repercussions. And I mean, like I said, that's great, and hopefully we can use this platform to shine lights on some stories, some topics. Obviously, not too controversial, just because basically the reason why we avoid those topics. Yeah, the reason why we avoid those topics is because when you talk about a controversial topic, you're either one way or another. We try to dive into topics where there's a middle ground that we can both enjoy and talk about. And that's where we both like to reside. That's how I am as a person. Somebody asked me, "Oh, are you Republican or Democratic?" I'm an American. Like,
I am sometimes a potato that lays in bed for hours wrapped in a blanket. Those moments, I'm a burrito.
Yeah.
They stare at you like, "No, you're political leaning, stupid." And I'll be like, "Yeah, you're politically leaning, stupid. Like, stop, leave me alone."
Yeah.
I don't want to go there, man.
Yeah, so that's why we avoid those controversial topics, because they basically force us to pick a side, because there's controversy, like either like a controversial topic, like, well, it's controversial, but when we talked, it was like the JFK assassination. There's either the people who believe that Lee Harvey Oswald did it, or like the government did it.
Yeah.
So that creates controversy and butting of heads, and like no answers getting solved, because is forcing people to pick a side. In that case, there's no middle ground. There's no like, oh, maybe it was a stone that fell out of the sky and blasted his head open. Like,
well, there's the Cubans, there's the mafia, there's several other outlets.
Yeah.
There's so much wrapped around that idea. It doesn't change the fact JFK is dead.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So we'll dive into more of these topics again in the future. Again, like Mike said, we'll probably try to switch gears. He'll actually be in Florida at the end of this week here, so we're gonna try to find a way to kind of do an episode while he's down there on the beach, and I'm sitting here, and well, it's actually been nice here too.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's been pretty good here, man.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna send some of that Florida sunshine your way, though.
Yeah, so Yeah,
no,
we'll find a way to do an episode like that while he's down there, and then we'll definitely circle back to these topics again, and maybe just find ones that are more jump scary, creepy than depressing kind of stories to listen to. So
yeah, we're not trying to be your local news. We know you hear too much of that shit every single day, anyways. So yeah, we'll find something that just makes us sad, like scream instead of sad.
yeah.
All right, with that, signing off. You gonna be on Xbox?
Yeah, in a little while, maybe. I'll text you or Snapchat you.
All right, cool. I'll probably get on until like probably 10.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
All right, see ya.